Yeah, okay, fine. All right, Rabbi Yisai, Shalom Aleichem. I missed everybody.
Welcome back.
Obviously, a big, tremendous shkoyach to Noam for filling in and for Menachem. Shkoyach. Shkoyach for everybody for coming together, especially you, Rabbi David. We're mamish live.
This thing was
When the guy left, he was clean shaven. He comes back. It's like
Not only did you have a beard, it's white too.
Yeah, exactly. I have to say, I only told this to Noam, so I'm sorry, Noam, for the Chazar Sashir. 2 days before I left, I came down with either bronchitis or pneumonia. The doctor wasn't sure if it's pneumonia or bronchitis. I went on my snowboarding trip. I had this bronchitis thing, so I didn't really snowboard. And then I put myself on my own antibiotics, which didn't work. And then so I went to the doctor. He says, "You're crazy. Well, you went on the wrong thing. You got to take something for the lung." So he gave me Levaquin, whatever. I went on that, and Baruch Hashem, yesterday I got better. So no, I'm not kidding. It's like literally, maybe I have 10% more to, but it was a sign from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. I leave, I get sick. Mamish like that. All right. We're holding on Daf Tesvav Amud Aleph. Bechoros, yeah. Oh, you're here, Shalom Aleichem. Yeah. I don't know what you guys learned, what you didn't. We should start from the beginning, Lamaisa.
Wait a minute, you didn't listen to the shir?
Avada, every word. I heard you tell him that I'm listening. I heard you. No, we have to think there's David from California that keeps me posted. He lets me know what's going on. He's holding strong. Baruch Hashem. All right, let's go. So all you have to tzvav by the two dots. Brand new sugya. Yesterday we learned in the Mishnah there's two parts of the Mishnah. The first part is a guy that did something really bad. He took an animal as a mum. Yeah, okay, go.
No. We're looking at possibly making the siyum this Sunday night for men and women, and we're looking into halls and possibly doing it. So it's not 100% because it's very late. Huh? Don't do it Sunday night?
No, seriously.
What?
I want to go.
Okay.
And speak.
Anyway, so we might not do it Sunday night. What's the Shabbos? And we'll keep you updated. What's the Shabbos wrong? Okay.
No, I mean you just want to continue after? You just...
I was going to
All right.
All right, we'll keep you updated.
See what you have now.
I can't hear you. I can imagine.
Oh. I got it. So the first part of the Mishnah, now you're going to say, oh, here he is again. He didn't finish the daf. He's back. Okay, all your public announcements. The first part of the Mishnah is a guy did something really bad. He went and he took an animal that has a mum and he made it hegdish. He wasn't supposed to do that. So the Mishnah says that if you do it, then it only doesn't have Kedushas HaGuf, it only has Kedushas Damim, and therefore you could use the shearings, you could work it, you do everything. The second part of the Mishnah, that's the part we're going to discuss right now, is what if he went and he was magdish it normally, like he's supposed to, and it had a mum. Says the Gemara, how do you know that you could use the shearings, you could do everything, you treat it? So, it was completely kadosh, right? I'm doing this for Noam. Noam told me to come in slowly, without any charts, without comparing, so we're doing as is.
He's the one that made the computer not work.
There's something over there. Kol shekodem ekdeshim is mumum. Zok the Gemara. Av kodem ekdeshim menani mila Torah Rabbanon tzvi. It says in the pasuk two things. That a psulei hamikdashim, Rashi says, the Sifra says that this pasuk is talking about psulei hamikdashim. Psulei hamikdashim, the Torah says, is like a tzvi and a ayah, like a deer and an ibex. Matzvi potur min ha-bechora, ha-psulei ha-mukdashim pturim min ha-bechora. So if you have an animal that was kaddish, and then all of a sudden there's a mum, one day you wake up and you see a mum, its ear is missing or whatever the mum is, so there's no bechor. Why? Because it's like a deer. Just like a deer doesn't have hilchas bechora, so too this Psula Mikdashim doesn't have Hilchas B'Chayra. Ma Tzvi Chodim Min HaB'Chayra, Psula Mikdashim P'tum Min HaB'Chayra. Oitzi Aniyes HaB'Chayra, V'loi Oitzi HaMatanos. So maybe this animal, this carbon, should be hotter from Matanos. It should be Chayiv in Matanos. Just like a regular carbon should be Chayiv in Matanos. Tamaloimar Ayol. So the pasuk tells us two things: Tzvi and Ayol. Ma Ayol potter min haBechora u min haMatanos. Apsula Mikdashim tur min haBechora min haMatanos. But this is just the simple thing that one word Tzvi comes to tell us Bechor and Ayol comes to tell us Matanos. It's not like the simple. I mean that's the simple pshat in the Gemara, but one might confuse it because the Gemara says at the end Ayol has both. Potter min haBechora u min haMatanos. Fine. So we have two limudim, Ayol and Tzvi. One tells us that there's no Bechoros on a Psula Mikdashim. What's Psula Mikdashim again? You have a carbon that became a Balmum. There's no Bechoros and there's no Matanos. Says the Gemara, Imat Tzvi v'Ayol chelbam mutar. So go all the way. Say that this carbon is like a deer, and just like a deer, every chaya the chelev is mutar. So this behema that has a hekesh to a chaya, the chayil should be mutar. Apsula Mikdashim chelbam mutar. Tamaloimar ach cholat. There's actually two psukim that mention Tzvi v'Ayol, but the first pasuk the Gemara is talking about, if you look at the side, no charts today, ach kasher yochel es Tzvi v'Ayol, telling you ashgacha pratis. As soon as I left my phone, I got locked out of my phone for a week. And then, before that I got locked out of my computer for 4 days. Then once I got into my computer, I got locked out of my phone for 5 days. And today, when I try to do my charts, my computer is dead. Best computer on the market. Guys in Chicago told me. He bought it for me. I don't know. Enough of technology, maybe. But then you get stuck with things like this. This is what it looks like in the olden days. So I did Nisaber. Instead of Nisaber, so I had a hay afterwards. You see what I'm saying? It's not so pashut.
How could you kill it like that?
Be'ezer Hashem, Gary's going to fix it today. Gary, you had the same exact problem, no? You fixed it?
Yeah.
Completely dead. Doesn't turn on, there's no light, there's nothing.
You tried plugging
All
it
right.
in.
I think we had X-ray too many times.
The battery.
It's called
All
charging.
right. So, but the first pasuk says, Ach kasher yochel es hatzvi v'sa'ayol. Ach. Ach comes to say stop. We're only learning one halacha here. We're only learning Bechor. We're only learning Matanos. We're not learning everything. Omar Mar, Oitzi Sabchor. Now let's look into it a little deeper. A Psul Mikdashim doesn't have Bechor. V'lo Oitzi Matanos. Maishna. Why did when you start off the pasuk, you say Ketzvi tells us Bechor. Maybe it should teach us Matanos. Maybe it should start off saying there's no Matanos. You don't give Israel Chaya Mekeva when you have a Psul Mikdashim. Maishna. Oitzi Sabchor Shein Shov Bakol. Says the Gemara, when I have an option to remove one thing, Bechor or Matanos, what do I take off first? I take off Bechor. Why? Because Bechor only applies to a male, to a Zachar. Matanos applies to everything. Every animal you makriv, you have to give Matanos. Every animal you chef, you have to give Matanos. So therefore, it makes more sense to get rid of what?
Even an animal that you cannot put on the Masneach, like Chaya.
What? No, Chaya not, but Matanos. Today we have Matanos, right?
Yeah.
We chef, we give Matanos. And that's why Matanos I learned from the second word and not from the first word, because it makes more sense to get rid of Bechor first. So that's why I have Tzvi, and Ayol comes to teach us Matanos. The whole concept that you're not allowed to shech the mother and her son or kid in one day, it says, what's the lashon? Shar oisid is benoy. It says shar v'seh oisid is benoy. It's only a halacha by a behema, not by chaya. So if you're going to compare this psulei hamikdashim to a tzvi and a ayol, so there shouldn't be the concept of oisid is benoy. Psulei hamikdashim and oisid is benoy noig boy. Wait a minute. What category is this Psul HaMikdashim Behema? Ilechulin, Oisiv is benoy noig boy. If you're telling me this Behema is Chulin, then the Psul HaMikdashim has Allah like Chulin because it was possible and you had to redeem it, so now it's chulin. Okay, chulin also has a concept of oisiv benoy. Im bizman hazeh, you can't take an animal and kill shech the mother and the kid. V'ili kachim oisiv benoy noig boy. Same thing. No matter what, a behema has oisiv benoy. You can ask the same question on chaylev, which the Gemara is going to ask. Omerlei yihachi gabel chel nami meima hachi l'maymedamis lu. A second ago you said that I would think that I should compare the animal behema that's psul mikdashim. I should compare it to a tzvi. But I have the same question that you just asked me. L'maymedamis lu ilu chulin chalban aser v'ilakachim chalban aser mimanav shach chulin and kachim is aser. Elamai, you could be medamed. You're saying that this behemoth is like a chaya now. The Torah says it's like a chaya, so compare it to everything. Elavmi amris ach v'lechelbon emo nami ach v'leosis b'noi. Once I have the word ach that comes to exclude the chaylev, that chaylev is asur. It's not like chaya. This psula mikdoshim behemoth is not like a chaya when it comes to chaylev. It's like a chaya when it comes to Bechor. It's like a chai that comes to Mataris, but it's not like a Bechor when it comes to Chaylev. So I'll use the same ach to say V'lo Yosef is Benoy. Fine. So what does ach come to tell us? No Chaylev. Rava Amar ach Lo Yosef is Benoy Hudasa. No. Ach comes to say something else. Ach comes Lo Yosef is Benoy. V'chel boy. So Rav is sort of arguing on the brisa, which is a problem which the Gemara is going to address. He says no. The word ach comes to say that there's no oisiv b'noi when it comes to psulim mikdashim. In other words, there is oisiv b'noi. We don't say it's completely like a tzvi and ayah. It's mechalik. It's like a tzvi, but it's not like a tzvi when it comes to oisiv b'noi.
There's an isser of oisiv.
There is oisiv b'noi because it's a behemoth. And I would think I should compare it completely to tzvi v'nayel, because the Torah says kit tzvi v'chayel. No, when it comes to oisiv ach is mechal. What about chaylev? Chaylev midomay nafko. It says the word dam. Very interesting. The chsiv, it says in the pasuk. So the Torah starts off the parak kol ha-bechor, right? Kol ha-bechor. Second later it says v'chiyeh b'mum. Two psukim later, if you have a bechor that has a mum, then the Torah says, "Rak is dome lo soichel." It's like a tzvi v'ayel. Rak is dome lo soichel. Don't eat it. Don't eat the blood. Ask the Gemara, "My domo ilay medomi mamish lo yelo dome tzvi v'ayel." O to dome the tzvi v'ayel mishor. You compare this bechor to tzvi and ayel. What's the hava meaning? They could drink the blood of a tzvi and ayel. They could drink the blood of a bechor b'mum. Why in the world does the Torah have to say that a bechor balmum, you don't be careful, don't eat, don't drink its blood? What's the hava mean? Even if it's like a tzvina ayel, you can't drink the blood of a tzvina ayel. And therefore we have the old concept we just had it the other day. So you're right. There's no reason for it here. So mele dam doesn't mean dam. Dam means chaylev. And the Gemara is going to ask the question you always want to ask. So just say chaylev. What's the why are you saying a different word? El dom and tzvi el dom and tzvi mishari elamai domoy chelboy. The luchtay brachmana chelboy. If the Torah meant chaylev, so why would you use a word that has nothing to do with chaylev? Why would you use the word da? Because brachmana chaylev hava mina hani keshav ani kro. If the Torah would say it the way it is and the way it's supposed to be chaylev, then I would say, okay, I have a hekesh. What's my hekesh? To tzvi ayil. My psula mikdashim is like tzvi ayil, and this hekesh is really strong. And then I have a pasuk. Ahani hekesho lemuti mikaris. So I have a hekesh that it's like a tzvi ayil, that there is no kares. If somebody eats chaylev of behemo that you could be makriv, it's royal akrava. Then if you eat the chaylev, then you get kares. But over here by psula mikdashim, I can't bring it on this bayach, so I don't get kares. Why? It's in the ayil. It says a second later in that pasuk, Asher Yakriv. If I could be makriv this behema then I have a problem with the chaylev. V'hani kro lemekim alei b'lav ba'alma. I would think maybe there's nothing at all if you eat the chaylev. No, you get a lav. L'hachi abki rachmanu b'lashon damai. So you're asking me, why did the Torah go like this all the way around? Say the word dam instead of when I meant chaylev. To tell us that you're chayiv kares. I would think there's no chayiv kares because there's psula hamikdashim you can't put on the mizbeach. Are we back to chulin here? What's going on? Yeah. Zvachim, back to zvachim. Lach am kirach mon b'lashon domi loy melach ma domi b'kares achel boy b'kares. Fine. Ask the Gemara. V'otana ach v'loy chel b'kamer. How does Rava? Where did Rava come up with this idea that the word ach comes to say oisiv is benoi? That oisiv is benoi, if you shech the mother and her child in the same day, you're chayiv. But it doesn't come for dam. The Brisa says mefurish dam. The word ach comes to say chaylev. So how did Rava come up with this? Says Gemara, he can't argue. If you look in the Brisa, it says that the word ach comes to say chaylev. Nothing to do with oisiv benoi. Says the Gemara, hachi koamar. Ilu loy nemar damai. Meaning, even if it didn't say the word dam, you see oimer ach v'loy chel boy. The Tana, according to Gemara, is saying there's a double whammy here. I would always know chaylev. Either I'm going to learn chaylev from dam, and even if I don't have the word dam, and that whole drasha that we just said, why does it say dam? I don't need dam. Dam is obvious, so dam means chaylev. Even if I don't come on to that, I can learn dam from the word ach. That's what the Bryce is saying. Not literally that I learned dam from ach. Chaylev, sorry. I learned chaylev from the word. I could potentially learn the word chaylev, the isra chaylev from ach. I don't need to because I learned from dam. It's a very interesting kind of way of saying it. The Bryce says I learned chaylev from the word ach. Comes Rav and says no, I really learned chaylev from dam. But even if you don't agree with my big pilpul of dam, that dam means chaylev, I can still learn now from ach. So either way, I'm good on dam, on chaylev. Even if it didn't say dam, which I said dam doesn't mean dam literally, dam means chaylev. I would still know chaylev from the word ach.
Just saying that chaylev was never a point of contention. That's what the Brisa says.
Right.
Chaylev is pashut that it's.
I have two ways to teach us chaylev is also. Because really, I can understand it sort of, because this to say that dam means chaylev is very hard to understand. So if you really want to contest that, so I'll say, okay, fine, don't agree. I have a backup plan. My backup plan is the word ach. That's what the Brisa says. Except
that then Rava has a problem with. That's why Rava's coming up with this shot, because he has a problem with cars.
Fine. And now that the word ach is extra, so ach comes to say oisiv b'noi. So, if I am magdish an animal and I had the right to be magdish because it was a tamim, it had no mum, and only afterwards it had a mum, any yotzil chulin. So what is that going on? Any yotzil chulin? Any yotzil chulin gozes beloved. There's no gizav. It's also to do gizav avodah. It's not considered chulin for that. So I redeem it, but I still can't do gizav avodah. It says by Psula Mikdashim Tizbach. So the Gemara is going to bring here two drushes. So we have to pay attention a little bit how the drushes are different. I don't have the chart again. I would have liked to put it in writing, but we have to do this by pen. It's very simple. This man Omar says there's three drushes. There's three words. The first word says Tizbach. Tizbach means you should put on the mizbeach. V'lo giza. But you can't use it. You can't cheer it. You can't cheer the wool. The word basar, v'loy cholav. The milk is also asar. And this is what's the difference between the next pshat. The word v'chalta, you should eat this animal. V'loy l'cholavecha. If I don't have this drasha, you should eat it. So now you could feed it to your dogs. I have a chalta tells me you must eat it. Only you.
Not your dog.
Okay? Not your dogs.
So if it becomes possible, you have to bury it.
Yeah. That's the Mishnah, no?
Yeah. Yeah.
It says, the Mesi recover, you can't give it to your dogs.
What about other people? Can other people eat it?
It's dead. What are you going to eat? It died.
A chalta, it says.
Yeah, if you're able to eat it, then you can.
If
feed
you
it
chef
to other
it, you
people,
eat it, but
yes.
if it
Those are
dies-
not animals.
If you're able to eat
Yeah,
it.
if
It can't
it
be
dies.
plated for animals. You can be plated for yourself or for people to eat.
Unless you're
Not
friends
for
out animals.
Mikan she'ein poidim misakochim lachilim l'klav. Okay, so we have that drush. Now the second way is ikadamri tizbach v'chalta. So the second man, the Omar, uses up the word v'chalta. I don't have the word v'chalta for dogs because he's learning tizbach v'chalta. Eilecha b'hem heter achila el mishnas zvichu ve'elech. He only has two drushes instead of three. He says the word tizbach goes together v'chalta. Then what? I can't eat it. El mishnas zvichu ve'elech. So it teaches us giza va'avoida, but now I don't have any drasha for dogs. Aval poidim misakochim la'achila niklovim. So since I don't have a drasha to exclude dogs, you could give it to the dog. Vlada v'chalavam asur la'achar pidyonon. So once you redeem the mother has a mum. You did the right thing, you magdash it correctly, but unfortunately it has a mum, so you can't bring it to the mizbeach. You have to redeem it. After the pidyon, the vlad and the milk is asur. Hechidami. So here's basically there's three stages, and there's three halachas of stages. You have noilad lefnei pidyon. If the animal was born completely before the redemption, but she was a balas mum, so what's that? The mother is a balas mum, and she gave birth to a healthy animal. The animal is kodesh. What exactly does kodesh mean? The Gemara is going to say, but it's kodesh. That's step number one. That's the worst. I mean, the best, worst, best, most chumrah step. Completely kodesh. Then you have that she conceived before she was redeemed, but gave birth after she was redeemed. After she's redeemed, what is she? The mother. She's not Kodesh Kedusha Guf anymore, for the most part. According to the Stibler, I was thinking about it, so the Stibler, he says, a tiny bit, because we'll see later that you can't do, like the Mishnah said, you can't do Avodah. She says, oh, there's a little bit of Kedusha Guf, fine. And Avodah. Yeah. So if it's before, there's two steps. She conceived before they redeemed her, while she was Kodesh Kedusha Guf. Then they redeemed her, and then she gave birth. What's the halacha? Asur. That's our whole sugya now. What does asur mean? How asur? Why asur? The Gemara comes down to maskana. It's only the Rabbana. Really, this thing. Fine. I don't want to cheat, but that's what we're talking about. The two steps. She became pregnant before, and she gave birth after she was hadut, nifta. And it's abra v'noilad achrei. If everything occurred after the redemption, then it's the opposite of the first halacha. Mutter. Then there's no kedusha anymore. She wasn't Kodesh Kedusha Guf. She conceived and gave birth after she wasn't Kodesh Kedusha Guf. So the newborn, what do we call it? Yisachar, what's the? If you don't remember, not a baby. Not a baby. Something else. No, what is it?
You don't like using that term.
He said. The what? The uber, the fetus. I don't like
You don't like
fetus.
the word fetus, right? Yeah,
Can I
good.
ask- We had a discussion after the shir yesterday finished.
You can't bring up anything that I wasn't here for.
But you heard it all. You listened. You listened.
I know it as well as you guys do.
Kodesh. No, but this applies to, this question applies now to Kodesh. This baby,
Yeah.
this person was a Matkish Kol. Turns out.
I'm saying you should just turn to him and ask him. What do you want? Or actually, you're facing him. Ask him. Yeah, no, I'm sorry. Go.
This baby was born.
Baby. You can't say baby. Next.
Don't say child, baby.
Offspring.
Was
Offspring,
born
yeah.
after. So before. Before.
She was conceived when before the
Yeah,
pidyon and born after.
No, I'm talking about case A.
Case A, the
first
the
case.
Kodesh, yeah.
Kodesh. Would you put that baby on the Mizbeach?
Oh, that's
Why
what we're
not?
gonna, yeah, we're gonna see. Machloek, that's today. We're gonna see soon. That's why I said Kodesh is a Kodesh completely from Mizbeach, or Kodesh for other
Because the
things.
mother
Yeah.
was going to be
Theoretically,
chatzos.
why not? I don't know why not. Let's see. If it's case number 3, everything happened after the mother was deemed amai. Vlad tzivayoninu. Then this Vlad has halacha like any deer, and it's mutter. Elo de aber lefnei pidyonon v'siyalid la'acher pidyonon. So we have to say we're talking about case number 2. Conceived before, born after. Halefnei pidyonon. But if it's case number 1, if everything happened before, mikdash nami kachi. So minani mili on this case that everything becomes kadosh. The Tanur Rabbanon by Shlomim, not by us. By Shlomim it says Zachar, it says Im Zachar. So the Gemara makes 2 drushes. From the word Zachar, the Rabbi says a Vlad. So a Shlomim that has a Vlad, the Vlad is a Shlomim. That's what we learn from the Pasuk. Like you were saying, bring it to the Mizbeach. Unikeva, the Rabbi says a Tmura. The obvious question is, why does the Torah say B'Shlomim, Zachar, and Keva? The only time that we have a distinction between a Zachar and a Keva is by Oila. Sometimes by whatever, but if the Torah doesn't say specifically that it should be a Zachar, so why should I assume it's not a Keva? So why does the Torah have to go out of its way and say, oh, you can bring in a Keva also? To teach us these 2 halachas. Halacha number 1, that the Vlad is like the mother. And halacha number 2, l'rabbi sisat tmura. That if somebody does tmura, like we discussed yesterday, you have an animal, you don't like it, or you do like it, you want a nicer animal, you say the second animal should be the first animal, both of them are kadosh, and the fact that the Torah says nekeva, I put it on the mizbeach. I could be makir the second one. I was over Isser, right? Of course you're over Isser, but they both go on the mizbeach. Okay, so if this newborn is a perfect animal, great. Vladi bali mumim with the mother. Yeah, it came from an animal that's a mum. Vladi bali mumim with muras bali mumim menayin. Keshu oimer im zachar. The rabbis Vlad bali mumim im nekeva. The rabbis muras bali mumim. So the bottom line is that this first case where it was born, it was conceived and born before the pidyon, that I learned from im zachar in nekeva, that Im Zachar teaches us that it has the halachas, even if though this case, the mother is a Balas Mum, that's why I had to redeem her. But since it was born before, it has the Kedush Saguf, and you put it on the Mizbeach. Or, we'll see.
It doesn't have the mother's mum.
Im Nekeva, the Rabbi's Tumas Balas Mum. Now, case number 2, that she conceived before they redeemed her. And it was born after. We're saying the halacha is asur, okay, asur, and now what? You can't put it on mizbeach. What could you do with it? Can you sell it? No, you can't do anything with it. So what do you do with it? Lifnei pidyonon, case number 1, that everything happened before the pidyon miflik ligibu. Okay, over there we have a machlokes. It's perfectly kaddish to the point I put it on the mizbeach. Why? Because it has dush saguf and it doesn't have a mum. There's nothing wrong with this animal. Put it on the mizbeach. Oh, the second man says, wait a minute. The mother is no good. How could the offspring be any better than the source, than the original source? The original source has a psul. It's psul mikdashim. I can't put it on the mizbeach. So how can I put her baby on the mizbeach? The fetus, the offspring, the child.
No, not child.
How about conception?
The what?
Conception
How
happened
about
before.
well,
How about what?
conception?
No. The after. We're talking about it's already alive. It's in the world. It's what?
But it's in the. But
The
it's
calf.
But it's in the.
How do you call a baby goat? A baby sheep? Shepsula. A kid.
You can't say kid.
That's the word.
Shepsula.
Absolutely.
Vikala Kachit Luria. But this case, the blue one, that she conceived before the pidyon and the offspring was born after the pidyon, what do we do with it? We're stuck. You're stuck. You literally have nothing to do. There's people here that mamish don't like this halacha. Remember we learned it. You have no options, zero options. You have to literally take it, unfortunately, and put it in a room, and it starves to death. Very inhumane. That's the halacha. There's nothing you can do. It has no use. It has nothing. It's psulei hamikdashim, and you can't do anything. You can't redeem it. Can't do anything. If you want to try to put it on the mizbeach, the mother is pushed off. Says Rashi twice. Number one, she's nira v'nitcha, meaning she was good at one point. She was nira. She was roi for the mizbeach, and then she became dachui. She has a psul. She has a mum. Second of all, you already redeemed her. Forget about that she's dachui. You redeemed her. So she herself doesn't have any kedusha. Her kedusha is a guf. She has kedusha, but she doesn't have kedusha a guf. So how do you want to make the baby, the offspring, kaddish? Kedusha is a guf. It's no better than the source. It comes from a pushed off kedusha, says the Gemara. Lifrikinu, you want to redeem this offspring, this poor guy that's about to starve to death. It doesn't have any kedusha, so that you could redeem it. You could only redeem something that's kaddish. This offspring doesn't have kedusha. It's like its mother. It's hanging. It's nothing.
It's a Balmum?
No. The mother's a balmum.
Came from the mother.
It came from the mother, was a balmum, and therefore it doesn't have enough kedusha to redeem it. In order to redeem, you have to have kedusha. You can't redeem something that doesn't have kedusha. You can't redeem chulin.
But if there's no kedusha, why do you need to redeem it?
Because it has this in between kedusha. It was kaddish at one point, and the mother you were able to get out of it. You were able to redeem, and you can't. The mother says the Gemara has enough kedusha. She is a guf that has a mum, so you could go ahead and redeem her. But the offspring is not as good as the mother. And Mamela, there's no pidyon. So that's Rav Huna. Rav Huna says you put it in a kippah. No, in our Shali saying like in the name of Rav Chanina, there is a way out of it. We're mechulik on Rav Huna. You don't have to put it. You don't have to be so mean and put it in a room. Right before you redeem this offspring guy, in other words, you could redeem it, the Gemara says. Right before you say, the mother was a shlamim, I want this offspring to be shlamim. Now I added my own kedusha to the offspring, and now I'm going to redeem it. Says the Gemara, how does that work? You just established that they don't have any kedusha. You can't be paided. Now you tell me, by the way, right before you paid it, you should add the kedusha to it. You can't be paided. So what are you adding kedusha to something you can't be paided? So the Gemara, you're right. That's not what I meant. When it's still in the stomach, when this fetus is in the mother's stomach and she has a mum, and I want to redeem it, so now I go ahead and I say, I'm making my own kedusha, I'm adding kedusha to the fetus. I'm making it, the mother's a shlamim, I'm making it a shlamim. And now it's not connected to the mother. Now I just added a step of kedusha to the point that when it's born, I can go ahead and I can redeem it like a kaddish animal.
No, it's after it's out.
No, can't be after it's out.
Noilad after pidyon. If you do it before, then it was noilad before pidyon.
No, and then it was born after the pidyon. Before I redeem the mother, I add kedusha to the fetus. Then I redeem the mother, and then the fetus is born. But now it's born with its own kedusha that I added kedusha to it.
So it's born after pidyon.
Yeah.
But it came out English.
We're talking about this case. We're talking about this middle case that's born after pidyon. It's usur. So what do you do with it? Asking Gemara, I put it in a kippah. Now he's saying you're right. You could put it in a kippah, but if he's smart enough, the guy, if he's worried about pita, then he goes and he adds kedusha to it right away while it's still in the stomach.
And it can kill it.
And then it can be makriv. Then
you can eat it.
Listen, starving to death is a whole different level. People go off the earth, this thing. Okay, Says the Gemara. What?
No, you're saying you could eat it. You could eat it.
No, I didn't. I said bring it. Oh,
After you bring us a carbon.
Shlami, we can put
No,
it.
Mamtin,
Shlama.
Rashi says, Mamtin achi yumamu uparaklu. To get the
Yeah, good point.
mum, and then you could be pregnant.
Why can't
yeah.
Why can't you bring it on the
Because it's still mikachid the mother, and the mother is a psula and a That's not in contention. That's no question. You can never bring it as a korban.
You can bring it as a carbon. You can only redeem it. How?
This added kedusha
You wait for a.
The ability.
you're being makdush is meaningless.
No, it's not meaningless.
It's enough that the redemption works on it. We said you can't redeem something that doesn't have enough kedusha. I add kedusha to it.
Then you can read it.
Fine. Now, says the Gemara, time am I? Why is this thing asur? Why is it asur? Says the Gemara, you're right, not asur at all. At the end of the day, this newborn should be completely mutter. Should be able to do whatever you want with it. Omer Levi Gzeira Shemri Gadolem Adorim Adorim. We have a concern. Rabbanon added an isser here. It's not a real isser. It's an isser to Rabbanon. That what? Typically, if you have a mother who is a balas mum, she's psula mikdashim, she was supposed to be a carbon, now she can't be a carbon anyway. So you say, what are you supposed to do with it? Get rid of her. But you can't. So if you can't, you could. But what's going to happen? This guy's going to let her stick around for a while. And if you let her stick around, we're concerned that somebody's going to use her. And it's going to be over. Somebody's going to work her on the field. Somebody's going to shear her wool. We want you to get rid of her right away. So you don't come to that. But if she could have offspring, so it's gishmak. I have a psul mikdashim, and I just let her stick around for 20 years. And she's just going to, what is she going to accomplish? She's going to,
She's gonna have babies.
She's a factory. What's wrong with that? So Chacham said, babies are no good. You can't do anything with a baby. You have no use for her. She's going to have a baby, and the baby's asur. But really with the rice, the baby's not asur. I just made it asur so that you get rid of the mother. Rashi just points out, there's 3 pshatim in Rashi. That's the third pshat that he likes. Rashi just points out, really the Gemara's question is, my taima is, why is it any different than the other case? The first case in the Mishnah, where a guy did something bad. He went and he was magdish his animal when it already had a mum. And there you said the baby goes out free and clear. Why over there are we not makbid? Well, maybe he's going to keep around the mother and everything. So the Gemara says, the Rashi says, l'shtiach. To do an aveira, that you're over 5 lavin, says Rashi, if you do that. If you magdish your animal that has a mum, we're not worried about people like that. We don't have to make zeros for bad guys. We just said, in order to add the kedusha, we come up with a new chap. I can add kedusha to an animal. I have this fetus that's very weak on kedusha. I raise the level of kedusha. How? By saying it's like its mother. The mother is shlamim. Ask the Gemara, why did the Gemara say shlamim? Why don't they say the baby should be anything I want? It can be a chatas. The mother is shlamim. I'm going to make it into a chatas. Why do I have to make it like the mother? Omerlei Eimat Fisam doesn't work. My time Omerlei Gomar B'Shorecha I learned Psula Mikdashim MiBechar. Ma Bechar Eimat Fisa L'Kol Zevach Sheyirtze D'Chsiv Ach Bechar HaShiyivukar L'Hashem B'Behema L'Yagdish Yishoisoi. A Bechar I can't just make into Chatos. Afhani Eimat Fisa L'Kol Zevach Sheyirtze.
Which is this? What are we?
I'm learning Psula Mikdashim. This case that I have. She became pregnant before the redemption, gave birth after the redemption. What do I do before the redemption? I add kedusha to it, like the mother. If the mother was a shlamim, I make her a shlamim. But I cannot make the fetus a chatos if the mother is a shlamim because I have exer sham.
How do you make it cover?
We have to, yeah. I say my fetus is a shlamim. That's it. I'm not relying on the mother's kedusha to make the fetus. I'm adding my own. Says the Gemara. Now we're going to have like 11, 12 lines here just to get to the last line. And basically it's a nice review of the whole sugya, so we'll go over quickly. Tanya Kavasei the Rav Sheshes, that I cannot make the fetus into another carbon. It has to be the same carbon as the mother. Kachim Shekadam Mum Kavua Legdeshim Inivdu. So this is what we said, our case, that first there was a mum, the first part of the Mishnah. First there was a mum, then he decided to be makdish it. So Memela, what kind of kedusha does this animal have? Kedusha is domim. It's never a real kedusha because you weren't supposed to be magdish. Chayav beBechoro matanos. If afterwards they give birth, the firstborn is a Bechor. Because why? It's only Kodesh Kedushas Damim. It's not Kedushas Guf. Umatonis. What? So it doesn't matter before you redeem it, after you redeem it. You don't get malchus. It's also you don't get malchus. Why? As we learned yesterday, toiv bira, rabbe toiv. It has to be in a good status. So you can't make tmura. Before you redeem this animal, there's mila. Why is there mila? Because it's Kodesh Kedushas Damim. On any Kodesh, if you have a Kodesh Kedushas Bedek Habayis, there's Mila. But once you redeem it, there's no Kedusha. What?
There's not Bedek Habayis.
Not. I said like Bedek Habayis, that there's, it has some sort of Kedusha that you're Moyel. Vlad Yisayim Choyl. But her offspring is completely nothing. Foolish. V'niddim tmimim. Her offspring, you could be paided. You don't have to wait for a mum to befall the offspring. You can be paided as is, without a mum. Umatfison. This has a little bit to do with what we just learned, but the opposite. Umatfison l'chol zedach sheyirtza. If I want to add kedusha to the vlad, any carbon I want. Klal l'shal davar. Here's the big klal. Harein kechulin chol devreim. If somebody goes and takes an animal that he wasn't supposed to be magdish, and he's magdish it anyways, it has halach of chulin for everything. Ein lecha bohem elo mitzvahs ilui. What does ilui mean? The translation of ilui means shuma. It means to appraise. So I could appraise it, I evaluate it, and then I'm poided. That's all I could do with this animal. Fine. By the way, it says klal shadavar. Every time we have a klal, it comes to add something. We just went through every single halacha possible, imaginable, and then it says there's a klal. The Gemara is going to discuss. This is the second part of the Mishnah. If I did the right thing, I was magdish it before it has a mum, or it had a simple mum, not a big deal. And then only afterwards there's a mum, and I redeemed it. There's no bechor. That's how we started today's sugya. There's no bechor, there's no matonis. You get malchus for doing gizra avodah. There's still kedusha over there. According to the stipler, here you see there's a little kedusha guf. Since it has kedusha, I could switch it over to another animal. I'm over iser, but the switch works. In other words, both of them are kaddish. Lefnei pidyonim moilim bahem, ula'acha pidyonim ei moilim bahem. Vlad Yisayim kodesh. It's Vlad has kedusha. They nibdim tmimim, and you have to wait until there's a moment in the Vlad. And this is finally, after all this, we get to the point of Rav Sheshes. You can't take the fetus and say, I want the fetus to be a chatos when the mother is a shlomim. It has to be the exact same thing as the mother. Now, the Gemara just says, let's finish up. The first part of the Mishnah, that if it's hegdish, sorry, this is the end of this. Now what? If you had the right to be magdish it, and only afterwards it had a mum, it's hegdish for everything, and all you have here is a hedra achila. So what did it add? The cloud. If you shechted it before you redeemed it, you are potter. To say that the milk is also osur. Welcome everybody. By the way, Yishkoyach, I forgot to tell everybody, Yishkoyach for getting us to over 1,000 people on YouTube. Amazing job. Amazing. Thanks again to Noam and Menachem. Yishkoyach. And thanks to Gary who put all this together.